We're happy and excited to share our story and our journey of what we did to win this industry award. Ravinder?
I want to thank, OnGo Alliance, the judges who actually selected us for excellence in enterprise deployment. And this is a validation of what we are able to bring to the industry and an acknowledgement of that the 5G as a solution that we have launched last year is really a game changer for private mobile networks.
Super validation that we're doing the right thing, we're on the right track. We've got the right partners with the OnGo Alliance, with DFW. So very, very excited about this award and happy to share our journey with you today. Could you give us a brief description of the project at DFW?
The airport, of course, most of us are exposed to the inside of the airport, but for us to make sure that our flights go on time, there's a lot that's actually happening on the ramp, on the outdoor. And hence, they were actually facing challenges in terms of maintaining the operations with connectivity. And the opportunity was for us to go ahead and actually fix that connectivity gap and also showcase that private mobile networks are the solution for, to actually fix that connectivity gap. And with this deployment, what we had done was we made sure that we actually take an area of coverage that's required, made sure that that it actually fills the connectivity gaps that actually was in and around the plane when people are actually, when the baggage handlers are actually putting the baggage onto the plane, they're scanning them, they're actually making sure that the baggages get to the right flights when they have to transfer. So that's what we enabled with putting the right solution from RAN, from core, and ensuring that it's all secure.
I think the most important component to this is recognizing that a private wireless solution can be a fully managed, fully turnkey solution, which means that all the planning, the design, the installation, and ultimately the management of the actual network, which includes 24/7 monitoring. So why is that so important that it's packaged as a solution? Because you help ensure, one, security. Number two, you help ensure that you're able to give complete control of a managed service solution over to an airport. Control is basically they get to keep all of their data, use the data for what they want to use it for, but it's also deployment. You can pick and choose the specific locations that you want to deploy a network. So if you have dark spots in an airport, you can cover it with that. We take the approach with private wireless, right? That we create coverage with a scalpel, not a butter knife. We're not to cover the entire airport, just those places that need it. And then ultimately cost is that the cost of a deployed private wireless network is significantly less than most alternatives and provides, again, the most important feature, our differentiator, which is security, right? So tell me a little bit about why security is so important and why we lead with that as our differentiator.
We're taking the complexity of deploying private mobile network out to the customers. At the same time, security is a top agenda for a lot of executives and a lot of information technology executives. And what we are trying to do with our solution by saying that, private mobile networks are secure compared to the existing technologies that are existing wireless technologies, but also with services we are offering on top to ensure that security is part of our DNA from our first customer engagement to when the customer when we deploy the network and also on an ongoing basis. That's a key differentiator where we are giving them a peace of mind that the solution we're deploying for private mobile network with 5G as service is secure.
The ecosystem partners was foundational to being able to deploy a solution. Tell us about some of the partners and tell us a little bit about why they were so important in this project.
Of course, to start off, DFW was such a great partner for us to go ahead and actually enable the solution. But at the same time, when we went out there, we didn't just go out there just with the private mobile network, but went with the complete ecosystem that's required for baggage handling. And the industry leaders like Zebra and Brock, we have established a relationship which further enabled us to ensure success of this project for DFW.
So Ravinder, specific to this project, we leveraged the CBRS spectrum, the OnGo spectrum. Why was that so important on this project? And what was the value that you feel it brought to DFW to make this such a success?
it's the first time in the industry we are able to take, mobility solution that actually are owned by multi-billion-dollar organization, and then we are able to take that to the enterprise. Hence, ability to leverage CBRS spectrum, and they're taking the benefits of it and not the cost, is such a game changer for the enterprises. And hence, I actually believe that leveraging OnGo CBRS is, actually owns the credit for our success of deploying the solution.
Yeah, you know what I'd add to that is, if you think about it, right, DFW is a 26 square mile campus. And inside this campus, it's a smart city. You have everything from retail to operations to warehousing to logistics to transportation, security, public health, public safety. It is a virtual smart city. And for them to be able to have access to 150 megahertz of really clean, dedicated mid-band spectrum that they could use however they want to use, it's really unlimited in terms of how they want to deploy this in the future. I know this use case was a very small look at it, using a very small slice of the spectrum, but this really just speaks to the opportunity, which is so much bigger for them, which is all of the potential use cases they can deploy because they get access to 150 megahertz of this dedicated spectrum.
Brian, so how do you envision that DFW will leverage this in the future?
Kind of going back to what I said about smart city, there are so many use cases that if you categorize them, think about what they could do in terms of the enhanced curb to gate experience for a customer. Everything from automated check-in, or maybe even parking garage, help them just park their cars. Think of all of the touch points that a customer is engaged in, from checking your bags or even just getting through the security lines quicker. And that's just on the customer experience side. Well, then you move to kind of the operations side. It's everything from parking management to security. You can be able to provide connectivity as a service now. And DFW could provide not just access outside of the gates, above the wing, below the wing operations. They could provide push-to-talk solutions. They could put better coverage in the airport lounges. They could create a better experience for retail connectivity, whether it's in the stores or pop-up kiosks. The use cases are endless as they are with any smart city, and how many ways they could use it. 150 megahertz of clean available spectrum, this really is a game changer for DFW. Well, on behalf of Betacom, I most definitely want to thank CBRS and the OnGo Alliance. If not for the availability of the spectrum, the 5G as a service program at Betacom wouldn't exist. Even though we're a 30-year-old company that has a huge, rich history in developing and designing and installing wireless networks in all kinds of venues and locations, it wasn't until we had the availability of the spectrum that we could participate as a private wireless provider. And so again, I can't say enough thanks on behalf of Betacom, just how important that is to us. It's given our company a new trajectory in revenue. Our shareholders are excited about the new direction. And again, I can't say enough good things about it.